Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. In this video, I want to show you guys some books that I picked up during a recent trip to the East Coast. So I had to go for business, and of course, I packed a storefolio in my luggage because I had hopes that I was going to be able to hit up at least one or two comic shops. One thing led to another, and before I knew it, it was basically time for me to head out to the airport. But in a last-ditch effort, I pulled out my phone, I hit Google Maps, and I searched for comics. And I was able to actually find a comic shop that was less than half a mile away from where I was. So I grabbed my book bag and my luggage, and I hauled down to this comic shop that was basically 0.3 miles away from where I was. And I'm very thankful that I did. While I didn't pick up a whole lot, I was able to have a fantastic conversation with some folks in the shop, as well as one of the guys actually working in the shop. And I shot some footage, just photos while I was in the shop. So I'll show you those photos in just a couple of moments. I didn't have my fancy gimbal, so I didn't do my normal hunting video. So it was just a bunch of still shots. But I did again have a fantastic conversation with this guy about several different topics. He had this interesting theory about Venom and Dylan that I want to dig into. I'm actually going to try to do some research over the next day or so and see whether there's something there. And if there is, I'll probably do a video on that because it was an interesting theory that warrants a little investigation. But we also had just a fantastic conversation about the comic book community as a whole and how this community welcomes people in with different backgrounds, different experiences, and it's okay that people are different and that there is this diversity. This guy was actually covered in tattoos, and he made the comments about how he is sometimes judged based upon his appearance. And then he proceeded to tell me about his different tattoos and why he had those tattoos. And it's just one of those things that if you judge a book by its cover, you might actually miss a wonderful story. And I'm so glad that I went to the shop. I'm so glad that I was able to engage him in a conversation because, again, it was one of those things where I didn't get a whole lot, but I ended up walking away with a fantastic experience. And so that's what these hunting videos that I do are all about. It's about the experience of going to a shop that I've never been to before and trying to pick up some good books. But whether I pick up the book or not, it's really about the experience and that opportunity. So there's reasons why I'm not going into more details. And if you're interested, I'll tell you, but it'll be a one-on-one conversation. With that said, I want to show you guys a couple of the books that I picked up from Beyond Comics. Beyond Comics in Frederick, Maryland, not too far. I think I actually went to the Gaithersburg location. I was in Gaithersburg, and the Frederick location actually had a lot more back issues. So next time I'm in town, I'm going to have to hit the Frederick location. So there you go, Beyond Comics. So the two books, or not really two, but the four books that I picked up are Scream #1. And this is one of those absolute carnage kind of tie-in books. I saw this one. I've heard wonderful things about it. So I wanted to go ahead and pick it up. And I have not read it, but I'm actually looking forward to reading it. So Scream #1, definitely a cool cover right there. I also managed to pick this one up. This is Batman 77. This is the issue where something spectacular happens at the end of the issue. Again, I was traveling. I heard about this. Wasn't able to get to my own comic shops. Didn't want to call them and ask them to hold it for me and all that kind of stuff. But I was able to pick one up. The very last copy from this shop, it actually has a small defect. There is a color breaking crease down in this lower corner here. And I think that the overall appearance of it can be improved with the press, but it does break color. So just happy to actually have a copy of this on hand. So definitely a cool book. And then the last two are basically the same thing. Walking Dead. Walking Dead number 193. They actually had a lot of these on hand. So I went ahead and just picked up 2 copies of it. So Before I let you guys go, I want to give you an opportunity to actually add a really cool book to your collection. And thanks to the guys over at Go Collect, here's the book. This is Luke Cage, Hero for Hire #1 from 1972. This is actually the origin and first appearance of Luke Cage. This book could be yours. All you have to do is head over to the community tab, find the post where I'm talking about this book, click the link, go to MailChimp, enter 3 pieces of information. 2 of them are relevant to you. 1 of them is a response from this video. Once you enter that in, all of that information, you are in the running to actually win this cool book. And we simply ask that you be a subscriber of the channel, a resident of the United States, a resident of Canada, or have a mailing address in the US. That's basically it. The phrase that you need to enter into the MailChimp link to actually win this book is Diamondback. Diamondback is the phrase that you need to enter. 1 word, Diamondback. If you enter that, again, with your information, you'll be in the running to actually win this book. You tune in to the Ready, Set, Go preview show, which airs at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time on Sunday night to find out if you're the winner. Good luck.